I may, let's see, did it come back? Let's see if shit. I went to hit start recording. You guys see it? You have it? Yeah, you do. Okay, good. All right. God damn it. One errant click of the mouse. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, so this is from, I think we're good. Yeah, okay. This is from new member, Killa for Tilt. Had a little DM exchange with him yesterday. He's new. He's glad to be here. I told him, don't worry about the Elliott. Just, post something. People get they're a little shy, if they haven't done a lot of practice with Elliott Wave, they get a little shy about posting. And, I should always forget to do this. What we're doing here, right, is we're applying a methodology, right? This is what we teach. This is what, was taught to me. So I like to think of it as paying it forward. It's our methodology. It's a combination, right? Elliott Wave is certainly a part of it. When we can spot an Elliott Wave that we can trade from, I do feel like I always have to remind people it's not number one, even though I think people assume that all we do is Elliott Wave. It's number three, and it's not always there. It's not always tradable. So when it's there, it looks like this is pretty good. We want to use it because it gives us an advantage. It gives us an edge. Oh, well, I suppose that's open to interpretation. We view it as giving us an edge, right? If you study it, apply it, learn it, you're not predicting the future. It's always a probability event, right? It's a fork in the road. If this, then that, and if not that, then this, right? So it gives us that decision tree kind of matrix that we go through. And then we combine geometry and fibs with it, right? And that plus market structure, although I always feel like I have to remind people, Elliott Wave is the OG of market structure, right? We can't get a 3, 4 without a change of cut, right? So all of that goes with it. It's just that's so popular now, right? It's what people want to see. So I have to kind of show them, I apply the market structure and then say, hey, did you notice how that would be a 5 and a 3? Anyway, okay, so let's get started here. So this looks pretty straightforward, right? So we can. Now, sometimes, when you bring up a chart like this, I mean, we can probably do something like this, right? So, I mean, it almost looks too easy, right? Like, oh shit, wait, let's just double check here. 3, yeah, we're long enough. Just checking here. The 3 might have been a little shorter. We've got. I mean, this is. Kill it, you picked a good one, right? So it's so incredibly in your face. What it would be, I often say, we as adults, right? We tend to overcomplicate things, right? Which is why I would use the, find your 5th grader and say, okay, show me the 5s and 3s, right? Because they won't let their mind and what they think they know about the markets interfere. They'll just go, oh, there's a 5, there's a 3, there's a 5, there's a 3, there, right? So it makes it pretty. I say that in jest to some degree, but we overcomplicate it. So if I'm looking here, well, that's interesting. I don't have a choice to put that in log. That's interesting. Wonder why. Am I missing it? Huh, that's weird. Okay, well, so nonetheless, right? So let's change the color here. This is a pretty straightforward one, right? So, I would consider this the most critical component of an impulse, right? You've got to have an impulse in the third. So with that, where's the easy trade here? This one, right? That's the easy trade because I've got a 1, 2, 3. All right, so now, okay, you could look at that and say, well, couldn't that be an ABC? Well, yeah, yes, it could be, right? Would look like a pretty good trend. So given that, right, if you missed all of this, boy, I know it's after the fact. I understand, right? If you're sitting right here, are you thinking, oh, that's corrective? Oh, it looks like we're probably not, right? Probably not, right? So, and then we do that in 5. So this is one of those kind of examples where it's so obvious, you have to say, so how is somebody arguing? Yes, I get this all the time. Does Elliott Wave even work anymore? Does it even work anymore? Yeah, well, I mean, the first, it's an inexperienced, I'll use the word inexperienced question to ask. How are we defining works? Works? Well, as in it makes you money? Well, there is no technical approach that just makes you money, right? It's how you interpret it, how you manage risk, reward, right? You can't expect it to predict the future, right? You're constantly adjusting wave counts, right? That's the nature of it. The market's always changing. So something like this, I mean, it looks like that's beyond a golden, right? But looks like, let's see here. Oh, let's do the full suite here. So I guess I want a 707 on there. Oh, where's platinum? All right, so we'll go up to platinum here and get this dialed in. Right, so pretty nice. So that's not uncommon, right? On a deep for a B wave, right? Here's where, okay, it looks to me like probably there's a couple of measured moves on the way up here. Whenever you see it breaking the golden like this, and you've got swing structure in here, immediately I want to start checking, going, okay, why? Let me just post these in here, right? It's just a good practice for you guys as well. Too much? Too much. It's kind of deep, right? So it looks like you get a diag here to finish this. It looks like perhaps, right, you've got this algo here. Looks like you could do an ABC here, retrace, gets that target, a little more legs to it. Okay, so A, oh shit, it's a little sloppy in there. 3, 4, 5, right? So A, B, C, let's probably, again, just keep it simple. Keep it simple, right? Don't overcomplicate it with the, to like, oh fuck, didn't get to do it perfect, yada yada. Oh, what do I want there? Let's go sub and put that in yellow here. And as I get warmed up, it takes me a minute to get rolling. Okay, right? So what's up here, right? We probably got an order block here. Right in there. Okay, so we can make sense of that. Okay, right? So this would make sense. All right, so I've got 5 up. I'm looking at 3 down. Looks like we're pretty close to halfway back. 2 and through. All right, where do we know, right? Not where do we wonder. Where do we know? No, an algo with fire. Now, that doesn't mean you can't get through, but we know an algo is going to fire here. Now, I mean, a front run could be. Looks like you've got 5 down here, which is what you'd want to see here. Right? Again, I'm just assembling this. This is just paint by numbers here. I'm not doing anything fancy, nothing you couldn't do, which is kind of always the goal, right? We want to get people so they're independent. They don't need any counsel from anyone, right? Not that you wouldn't, when I say that, it's not like, oh, well, okay, well, once I've studied this here, I'm, never going to seek the counsel of any other trader, right? Because I got to do it by myself. It's never what we're saying, right? I check with my guys, right? You hear me say this all the time. They're all better Elliotticians than I am. So often, if I can't follow a counter, if it's, not obvious like this, right? I always go to my team, where I have, I think George is now up there as well. I have 4 master Elliotticians all work on the team. Why wouldn't I check with them, right? It's just kind of silly, right? So the point is, you've got this community of like-minded traders. They're all applying the same technical approach, right? The same methodology. If something's not clear, like, this is drop dead simple, right? But, maybe there's a little bit in here that's a little tricky. Like, oh, well, what are we doing there? Are we counting this as a 5? Well, you could probably do this a couple of different ways, but at the end of the day, let's not complicate it. Let's keep it simple, right? This is a 5. This is a 3 that corrects it, and we're right at the golden zone. Which part of that is complicated, right? So you might have been over here, like, can I call? Is that my correction here? Then you're trying a little too hard there. Oh, maybe I can make that a sharp double. This is really what you wanted the whole time. Oh, maybe I can get this down at the golden zone, right? Often you'll see a reaction at the 50, and this, you get a wick goes through it. But it's this part of it, right, that you were really waiting for. Oh, God, do I get a chance down here? Now, that doesn't mean just because it's tapped, perhaps we got a little front run here on the golden zone. Plow into it. So let's go down, right? This is where you would go to a lower time frame. See, how does the finish look here, right? Because often you'll put these together and then, okay, well, we break it down a little bit and might have to make some adjustments. This looks like it's a 3, doesn't it? Do we have to put it here? Well, let's measure, right? When in doubt, let's do a little measuring. Right? It takes just a little amount of time. I kind of want to put it here. That would be ABC. Let's keep it simple, right? So 3, 4, 5. There might be a little triangle in there. I don't know that it matters. Okay, well, so here would be 1, 2. Looks like it has more to go. If this is the 4, which is let's do a little check here. Well, what's the alternate, right? So you might sometimes, and again, right, we don't do these in advance. It's you kind of you pencil them in. Okay, right, 3, 4. All right, that's probably better, closer to typical length, right? We know what do we get here, right? Second most common. That and this are the 2 deep retracements. So let's see here. Okay, what else could we use, right? If you're kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This looks like the 4. So okay, we can work backwards here. Again, this is where Elliott Wave gives you an advantage, right? Now that some could look at this and go, "Oh God, what a pain in the ass." I understand that. Can I just draw some lines? Oh, so you can. I just want this to be easy. Well, if you're looking for easy, you're in the wrong game, my friend. There's no easy in here. Well, let's get a 4 here. All right, so in the pocket, right, it's a nice little 3, right? It's not disproportionately large here. It looks like it needs 1 more down here. Maybe get into that golden. Might juice that up a little bit. Let's put that in at green here. See, let's take you up. Let's go to minuet. Put that in. Oh, let's go to yellow here. Okay, all right, so I'm kind of working backwards. So because if I get a 5 to finish here, then I can work backwards from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's pencil it in. That looks like a decent 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4. Well, that might not work because it'll have an overlap, right? So if we're going to try and keep it as a we're going to have that problem here as well, it looks like. Right, so that becomes a bit of a problem. Well, when I say that, okay, for a purist here, we're trying to say, okay, can I get this done in 5 here? What else we can use here is that this is the one that I like just because it has a squeeze in it. Okay, so can we get some help here? Yeah, these are so deep, I'm going to make those bigger. Let's go to, I just double it. 1070. Oh, that's how it was taught to me, right? So that's what I do. Okay, looks like I've got a 3, 4. I don't have divergence down here, so it makes you think 1, 2. Right? So if I were to take this to a 1 hour, it would make you think, okay, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm in a squeeze, right? Black is squeeze, right? So I've got a candidate here for this to be pushing down 1 more time. I'd love it down here, right? Now, it doesn't have to hold the golden. It's just if we do, we know we have it's an algo that's doing it. So we can pull from here. Okay, right? So again, now applying all the pieces, right? Never forget the channeling. I would tell you it's perhaps along with rules and guidelines, you really want to stay focused on an impulse that stays within that channel, right? So if this starts to push up here, you start to rethink it. Right now, that looks like, oh my God, could it be any better? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more down. So we want this to come up and then 1 more down, right? But then divergence between the 3 and the 5, right? And that gives us a little bit of okay, looks like we're running out of steam here on this leg. Now, that doesn't mean you sit down here with a limit order. That means we're looking for a reaction. We want to see it come down here and then give us some sort of reaction, but take out some structure, right? So that wave 4 would be a good start. Oh, okay, well, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Oh, higher high. Right, just keep it simple, right? You're always going to be better to try and keep it simple. Oh, can I get a 1, 2 and get into that 3? Well, what if I get stopped out? Well, fuck, what if you, welcome to, that can't be a fear, right? It's got to be like, nobody likes it, but it can't be like, oh, well, what if I get stopped out? Well, it's probably a good thing, right? Because you need to start getting used to it. I can guarantee you're going to get stopped out way more times than you're not. Just you have to just be at peace with that, right? It can't be a day wrecker, like, oh fuck, I got stopped out. And it also can't be something you're afraid of, because it's kind of going to get off on a tangent here. Number one problem, right, for new traders, right? They don't want to get stopped out. So where the market comes down here, oh shit, it's just, if they're looking to buy down here, they might say, this is what happens. So, oh, okay, it looks like it's going to go, right? So where's your stop? If it starts to come back down, this is the problem, right? They say, oh, well, I'll come and put my stop under the 707. It starts to come down. Oh, so what do? They move the stop a little bit lower. Oh, well, okay, maybe it's going 786. Oh, well, maybe it's going 887. And they deviate from the plan that they originally started, which was to have the stop right here. They don't want, it's pleasure pain, right? It motivates us all. Nobody wants the pain of the stop, right? They want the pleasure of getting away with it. Oh, I moved my stop. Oh, whew, got away with that one. Right, which is the worst possible outcome. You hear me say this for 6 years. It's the worst possible outcome, because now you're going to do it again. Right, and sooner or later, one of these is just going to wreck you. Right, it just will. It's again. How do I know that? Right, because I've lived it more times than I care to admit. It's not good. I know this thing's going up. Right, and what'll happen? Right, they'll drive you down until you can't take the pain anymore, and you're like, fuck. All right, just get me out. Boom. I guarantee, if you haven't lived it, you will. Right, that will. I can't take it anymore. Boom. It's just what happens, right? The deep pockets know that, right? So they're pushing. But look what's happening in crypto, right? Anybody here think crypto's not going to be higher a year from now? But all of a sudden, crypto's crashing. If we're going to have a Bitcoin reserve and a sovereign wealth fund and all the things that are being talked about, you think they want to buy it at 108 or 88 or 68? Where do you think they want to buy it? Wales? Do they care? Do they care if it goes down another $10,000? Well, they might care a little bit, but what are they going to do? Right? They're going to buy They're going to buy. So you can't get spooked out at things like that. Okay, so what do we got here? Can we make this fly? Can we do a 1-2? Well, let's try. Let's see if we can get this into a 1-2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could have more to go. Let's take this down. So I don't know that we're ripe here yet. Let's take that down here. I got to get moving here. I can get stuck on one asset. That's not much of a... Oh, shit. Here, let's go up a degree. Let me finish here. Get sidetracked. Told you it takes me a minute to warm up. Okay, let's take you up a degree. All right, so now let's get into another 1-2 down here, right? Could this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? All right, this is why I strongly encourage you to change colors and change degrees. You see me doing it all the time. Yes, it's kind of a pain, but... Okay, we're going to finish this as some sort of a diag. Well, then this doesn't work, right? That's too high. We have to do it this way. Well, I don't know, right? At the moment, I'm just trying to figure it out. Right, 4 and the 5, I don't love that. Yeah, this is not as clean and easy as I hoped when I got in here. That looks good. That looks good. I want one more down here, but that may not be done. Let's push this all down. This is clean, right? So I could finish it here. Let's take a second look here. 1, right? That has the right look. Let's try this here. I may want to do this here for an ABC. Because it's going to create another 1-2 if I don't. Right? So let's see if we can make that fly. Here, Jesus, I'm getting stuck on the first one. Oh, let's go minuscule here. Okay, so we get an expanded B and a flat. So we could put the 1 back up here. Looks like that clears it. So we can go 1, oh shit, 2, 3, back up here, 4, looking for one more down for that 5, right? So I gotta change the color. Jesus Christ, hang on a sec. It's making this more complicated than it should be. That looks like it needs one more down. All right, potentially breaking the golden. Okay, so let's frame it up. All right, so I've got a couple of different sets of trend lines here I could work with. Let's change that color. All right, there we go. All right, long way to get there. Okay, so looks like that's what we've got. Wait, now, yes, that's probably boring to watch, but welcome to the party, right? That's the sausage making. It's a lot of, okay, does this work? Nope, that doesn't work. Does that work? That doesn't work. Right? Now, of course, you need to have some fluidity with rules and guidelines, right? So you know what you're looking for. So this became kind of, the steepness of that kind of became a problem. Well, how are we going to get around that, right? So there's a lot of trial and error that goes with that to get a count that you're comfortable with. But what it does is it kind of solidifies, okay, it looks like if that's the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like it needs one more to finish, doesn't it? So do I want to buy it now? Well, I mean, well, let's finish it. Right? It looks like it's be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's got to take that down. Minuscule. Let's put it in yellow. Do you want to buy that? Oh, I would suggest not. Right? So you got a couple of where did we sweep some liquidity? Yeah, we did. But I'd want to see that get swept, push one more down. So this, for me, I'd be looking here. One more sweep, drop in the golden. Right at that point, it looks like it's the 3, 4, possibly more to go. So let's get all the way back out and see how that fits. All right, so you can kind of lose perspective if you're down. You know, you're down to a 15-minute, and you're like, holy shit. Okay, wait a minute, where am I? So let's go back out to an 8. Does that fit? All right. All we're trying to do is finish this thing down here. What's untapped order flow? Oh, we've got some right here, right? This would be bullish order flow, the down before the up. Well, it looks like we're going to tap into that. Now, okay, we're being really, really precise with entry here. Looks like it has one more down, but that doesn't mean, you know, the market is never, remember, you count something out like this and you think, oh, well, fuck, it has to go down, right, to complete. Well, no, market does not ever have to do anything. It's going to do what it's going to do. We're trying to, based on what it's precedent, what does it usually do? That's the only edge we get. We got 96 years of precedent with Elliott Wave. What does it usually do? Where do they usually bounce? Where are the algos we can identify? What does the momentum look like, right? Does this look like anything you want to buy, right? It's fucking going straight down. Well, that's the nature of trading. Right? That's what makes it hard, right? You have to do the opposite of what your emotions are telling you. Your emotions are like, oh my God, I got to preserve capital, right? And that should be forefront of your mind. I got to preserve capital. Fuck, it's going down. I can't buy it. Well, if you're only buying it when it's going up, risk is higher, stop is wider, targets are shorter. You have to take some of that risk that where you're uncomfortable. That's usually the best trade. Like, oof, I'm a little nervous about this one. But you can, you know, rather than try and pick the turn, like, oh, okay, I think that's it. You can use a little market structure so that you're not going, oh God, please let it be the turn. Oh, please. Right. Okay. At least like lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. If I get a lower low here, at least, okay, can I sweep some liquidity, right? Because we know the algos love to find that, right? Where are the stops right now? They're sitting right above that golden zone, or right above that 618. We don't have to wonder where they are. We know where they are. So what do you anticipate those who can move the market, you know, whether it's market makers, algos, bots, whatever, right? Do you think they might want to sweep some of that liquidity? A good low will often look just like that. One of these is fatter. It will sweep the low, right? And take all that liquidity, we'll drop in the golden zone. Now, maybe that's the turn. We might have to revisit here. How would we know? Because right now we're expecting that to be in sync with this 5 that we've counted out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We'd be looking for one more. So how would you know? Well, right there, you're not going to know, other than the work you've done to put it right there. You're going to be thinking, oh, that's the 4. Well, how am I going to know whether it's the 4? Well, know is the wrong word. What would we forecast? We would be forecasting that it would do it in a 3. Now, that can get a little funky. There's a 3. Look at the corrections here. There's a 3. There's a 3. This is a little funky, right? I've got an A, expanded B, and then I'm pushing into a C, so I get a flat here with an expanded B. 1, 2. There's a clear impulse. 4. Here's another, right? It's not, but it doesn't look like it's done. So if this is right, that we would be anticipating this. Now, that doesn't mean you sit down here with a limit order. That means I sit down here and go, okay, well, there's going to be pivots in that. Here, let's do it. All right, so let's say if it comes down in a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so where can I, again, not to insult your intelligence, but okay, at least sweep a pivot. Give me some degree of, okay, right, okay, looks like we've got a change of some sort here where it's not lower lows and lower highs again. Oh, if I retrace, oh, maybe there's going to be some juice in there. Then I'm in. But wait for that. It's not that complicated. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Oh, wait a second, something has changed. Now, so this would be a little, change in the state of delivery, right, to use the ICT language, right, because that's what's so popular, right? So you could call it a break of structure. You could call it sweeping a high, a lot of different names, right? A lot of it is just marketing. So 3, 4, we come down here. Okay, we've done something here. Something has changed. It's that change that draws your attention. So we could look here and say, well, there's going to be order flow in that, right? This is the up before the down. So potentially there's the reaction here to traders that are in here. Up we go. Now I've got a candidate, right? It's just a candidate. You don't know that is it ABC or is it 1, 2, 3? You don't know. What's the only advantage you can have into the knowing of it, right? Well, what came before it? What's the context? Nothing says that it must be an impulse. But I've got enough of a reason here to consider taking the long based on all of this price action. What do they usually do? All right, well, I got fucking sidetracked on that one. Okay, kill you for. Oh, I got another new member here. I've had a little DM exchange with him. He's an enthusiastic student. This is Fairbanks. Let's see. He's same thing. All right, new member posting. Let's see what he's thinking. I think he's a traditional trader, so we're probably looking at, Nvidia, okay. So, looks like he did it right. That's a good start. Okay, I'm going to tweak this just a little bit. Okay. Just call it old brain, whatever you want. All right. For me, I like to see these in these colors a little bit. So he's probably in the belt system. This is something I've used in the past. It does make it a little bit easier when you're just to have that framing, right? So when you're grabbing fibs, it can glitch a little bit here where it won't track here. So I've gone to taking it off here, but it's helpful when you're first starting. I don't want that. This is it. Come here. Okay, so. Okay, I've got a Weiss wave, I've got an Elliott oscillator here, and I've got an RSI, so that's a good combo, right? Nothing is really overly redundant. You might say RSI, these are two momentum indicators, but they're telling you you're using them slightly differently. Okay, so a very good post. Okay, what are we doing here? So we're going to do a. I'm going to clean this just a little bit. So this is our low. What do we have there? End of the month. So start of the new month. Okay, off of that low, and we're in a 30-minute. The only bit here that's a little tricky is you'd end up doing it this way, right? Which is not, fuck. We have to do it this way. Oh, Jesus. 1 A, B, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. It looks like you got to do it that way. So I'm going to change this just a bit. Let's brighten that up a little bit. Okay, so candidate, right? Do I love it? No, nobody loves. No Elliottician likes that. 3 and the 4, you know, is it here? Could be. Then 1, 2. Or there's nothing particularly great here. This is a good assumption, right? We've got dominant low to dominant high coming into the 50. I'm going to just move some of this off here just so we can dig in there a little bit. This, I'm just going to hide that. Okay, and this, I'm just going to take that off for a second. All right, so I like his thinking here. So we've got a 1. Let's make these smaller. And let's brighten those up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay, pretty much. I don't know if there's anybody who doesn't think they're going to beat and raise today. Probably very high probability that they're going to beat and raise. Okay, so let's dig in there now. Okay, so we've got. Do we have a good finish here? Big gap, right? It's always a little trickier. We are down on a 30-minute. Looks like you'd go 3, 3, 3, right? So you go WXY. So to get a good clean correction here, looks like it's WXY into that. Oh, let me take that up a degree. Let's go put that in white. Okay, let's check that. Or I know he had this, but let's just recreate it. Looks like it's not quite a golden. It's this. This is a shit. WX. You can't quite get it done unless you're going to do it as a diag, which I suppose is an option, right? Which would change it, right? If you're putting the 1 over here and you're going to do this as a diag, which I suppose is a candidate. So you'd have to do that as an ABC, ABC, ABC. That's definitely a candidate since we didn't get new highs here, right? So that we do not, right? Do not have a break of structure here because this is all wick, right? We don't get a close above it, so this is just liquidity. I don't know, for those of you market structure enthusiasts, right? It's not a break of structure. But this is encouraging. So if we put the 1 over here, which it could be, right? So you just, again, always, when in doubt, simplify. Can I do this? Well, is it the greatest looking thing? No. Now, we did have, you know, some wild cards come in the middle, right? The deep seek, right? There was kind of a wild card here that caused all of this, right? So now it's in the process of recovery. So, okay, if we're going to call this a 1 and this is an ABC, which seems, you know, because the gaps in equities, often you have to go with what's inferred, right? So because of the gap, you're inferring the 2 is in there, right? So 3, 4, oh shit, you do it here into the 5. You have to do here. You got another running flat there. So you have to kind of in your mind's eye, right? Because of the gap. Now, what gets more potent here is that we come off of this with a 5. So let's go to a 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is good work, Fairbanks. Very good. Very, very well done. Okay, so 1, 2, and looks like we're technical here. Little front run, right? Which wouldn't maybe not surprising in Nvidia, right? So we got maybe a little tap here, that little order block. 1, 2. Let's get in there. Okay, well, so this is kind of like we were looking at before. Okay, it's reasonable. It's not the most gorgeous looking 5. Well, this is tricky, I say, because it's not clean enough to where you could have a lot of conviction on this, right? Is this 1, 2, A, B, C into a 2? This is a bit of a the market just kind of fucking with us, right? So, okay, right. That's where I would go to this, right? Saying, okay, is that relevant, right? It was just a wick, right? So just reactionary I don't remember, you know, it could be a truth or whatever the fuck he calls it. So okay, so it looks like I could have a 5 coming in here and there's a 3. Now, one thing I can tell you, if, right? I don't think anybody's anticipating, but if they miss today, right? And they're forward outlook is not encouraging. This is coming down hard, right? The whole market, Jesus, I mean, it's a little bit fucked up that we have the whole market resting on one equity, but that's where we are. So what are you doing with that wick? It makes it tricky because you can certainly look at this and go, oh, what are you talking about, man? How could that be any more blatantly obvious? Clearly that's a 3 right to the Vegas wave. Where's there a technical pivot there? We got a 50. There's a 50. Swing high to swing low. Well, now personally, I don't like to trade into, that. I wouldn't be putting on a trade right into earnings. I'd wait until maybe a day, maybe 2 after earnings, right? Because the volatility is extreme here, right? So if you're an option trader, it's tempting to want to sell that vol, but this is the reaction here is going to be so severe. I think maybe you got to wait, right? It won't get sucked out all of it immediately, but most of it will come out in terms of the implied volatility being in the market. But this is because that's iffy there. It's a lot to assume that this is not ABC and that it's 1, 2, 3, right? This is the assumption he's making, right? That we're going to do this, which okay, it's a risk, right? There's no trade, no risk, no reward. Okay, so is it ABC or 1, 2, 3? Now for me, because the potential impact here is so high, if this were a cleaner 5 coming down here and I was going 5, 3, I wouldn't be longing it. Even though I think there's nobody who thinks they're not going to beat. It's just the potential risk reward is so high because if they miss, they're going to challenge this golden. So you got to make a judgment call here. It's kind of a lottery play. So if you went with something very short term in the options market, you probably, it's got to be money. You say either it's a home run or I'm just going to let it expire. So maybe 2 days option. There's going to be a shitload of trading on that, right? All the Yahoos will be in there buying calls. So the calls will be expensive, right? So you got to buy at the money or in the money to reduce the volatility premium. God, I'm getting into a whole options rant here. But because I know many of you don't trade options, but I would personally, wait unless you're already in and you're like, okay, we're going to let this run. I got a 3-day option or a 2-day option. If it hits, it's a home run. If it misses, okay, I walk away. Lost some money. Where's the better trade, right? What do you really want? You want this to complete. So you got a 5 here. That's really what you want. Now, if they, as anticipated, you're going to get a rip roaring, right? You might have to recount this. But you're going to get a big 5 here. I mean, we could sit. I'm on a 30-minute. I mean, you could be blowing out that high easily, right? If they get a big number, then you'd be back here probably thinking 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If you're not already in, I don't know that I'd be rolling the dice here unless you just got a little play money and you want to take a flyer. The point being, this I propose to you is not good enough for the impact that's coming. That is too squirrely for me, right? It's just my opinion. Too squirrely, right? But if it hits, it's going to be a big hit. Probably will. I don't want to talk you out of it, Fairbanks, right? But you can't, so something like this, right? You can't really put a stop on that option, right? You're either all in, all out, right? So don't buy a lot of time, would be my suggestion. But very, very good first post. Well done. Okay, French Toast. Good to see you back, my friend. GMAB. Okay, let's see what he's up to. Long-term member. He's with me for 5 years. Just haven't seen him lately. Taking a little breather. Okay, Genmab. Okay. Oh, well, looks like he went to the woodshed. He's been practicing. Ooh, this is good looking work. Price range would suggest use of log scale. I like it more in arithmetic. Yeah, that log is a pain. I feel you on that, Toast. It's a pain. Because it distorts. Oh, what? Yeah, there. That was weird. I didn't have it before. What's our price range from 66 cents to, Well, you got to at least look at it. in log, right? So let's take it out though, as he's noted, right? It certainly looks like a better fit, right? So this is, jeez, this is really nicely done. There's COVID, right? Look, god damn, is that perfect? Okay, grab your fifth grader, because this is what they will show you, right? Do I have a 5, right? Yes, I have a nice looking 5. I mean, we killer fifth, right? It's just beautiful. What do you got in there? You got oh, Lux Algos. Okay. And somebody needs a re-update. Your 55 EMA. Okay. So we see 5 up. Again, grab that fifth grader. Hey, can you show me 3 down? I got 5 up. I got 3 down. So does Elliott Wave work? It's kind of a stupid question, right? Whether it works or not is how it's like saying, does this Ferrari work? Well, you don't know how to drive it. It's not going to work too well for you, right? You drive it off a cliff. It's a stupid question. Right? I mean, if the market moves in 5s and 3s, you don't have to ask anyone. Just look at your charts. Where are we pivoting? Which I guess you guys may not be able to see that as well as I can. Where are you? Who thinks that's a coincidence? I haven't seen French toast in years, right? You put right? So it's not like we worked this out in advance. Are we done here? Oh, you giving me bars? Oh, you're giving me bars. Okay, hang on. Some people, I used to trade bars, right? Now I've gotten so used to candles. Looks like I got a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little skinny in there, but it looks like you got a very good candidate right there. So, okay, right, Jesus, this is, I couldn't have scripted this any better. So what do we see right here? Change of character. Right, so it's lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Whoa, I just literally was drawing this out. So what does that look like? Is this him? So there's an order block. Right, we can, all of these have been swept, right? That's a good sign, right? Now, so that it's not a break of structure, but it is a change of character. Oh, this is probably the big one. That would be it. Yeah, is that yes, that would, because that caused this break, which caused this break. So that doesn't really matter. So at some point here, you're looking for a retrace, right? So he's right by the book, literally. I don't have to do anything. He's already done it for you. What are we looking for? I mean, something changed. What happened, right? Earnings. This is actually quite good, right? Because now we've had the post-earnings move, right? So we can anticipate here after that move, calls are going to be expensive, right? So if you're anticipating a retrace, you'd want to be selling some calls here. Right, if you're trading options, when the market moves like this, the out-of-money call, the premium here is gotten expensive, right? Because the traders, right, and particularly retail, will buy they'll buy the lottery tickets, right? They'll buy the way out of the money, right? Well past 2 standard deviations, right? So these are expensive. Not that it's not possible, but it's rare for the market to just keep doing that. Very rare. This is a massive move, right? And it's earnings based. So now this is the earnings money. The easy money probably been made, right? So we're coming up to this order block here. Oh, here. What we got here? Oh shit, what's he got here? An EWO. Is this RSI? Looks like it's an RSI. Multi-time frame RSI. Okay, right. So pushing 70. What do we got there? 70. Yeah, pushing 70. That doesn't mean, right, can stay overbought, oversold, right? You have to understand what an RSI is telling you, right? It's not like, oh my God, it's got to go up. It's just, what does it usually do? So up into this, I wouldn't be shorting. Well, unless you're trying to get every one of these swings, but I wouldn't be, would you buy it up here? Low to high, right? Are you buying in discount or premium? Obviously, right? You're paying full retail for that. Who does that? Retail. Why would you do that? Where's your stop? Down here? This is going to be the trade. No, I think not, right? So let's cut it in half. Okay, at least, you know, if it's me, I might start a nibble here. I don't know that it's going to come down here. Depends what this takes, right? Do I get a zigzag? Do I get a flat? I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't even know that it started, right? It might come from up here. But if it starts to come down here, so that if I were, like gun to my head, if I was going to trade this, the trade that I would take here would, just like our purple belts, right? I would take the C of the correction. A, B. Why? Look where my risk reward is, right? If I'm selling it here, I know, right? I know my stop is right there. A, B, because now it could be right. Okay, right, it could be an expanded B, right? That we could have an expanded B wave. It's just not. If it does that, okay, I'll take the stop, right? Don't. This is, we were just talking about this. Oh, it's an expanded B. Oh, it's a really expanded B. I'm sure. Let me give it a little bit more room. And you're like, oh fuck, I guess I'm wrong. And what will happen next? Through the floor, right? They push you until you can't take it anymore. Right? You just like, I've got to get out. Boom. I only say that because it's happened to me more than once. A, B, right? This is where the risk reward is better, right? Which is the only thing you can control is how you position yourself. What the market does once you're in it is totally out of your control. Totally, right? So you get, what do you get there? 3-1, right? It's just a single, right? You're not swinging for the home run ball there because you're not anticipating this. You're not thinking we're doing this, right? That wouldn't fit. It's not that it couldn't do that. It's just that's not what you're anticipating, right? Which all you can do is, right, based on this, I can anticipate that. If it does this, well, then this was all wrong. This was something else, right? This was would have to do some A, B, C into something like this, into a running flat here, and the whole thing starts all over. There's no knowing what it's going to do. Nobody knows what it's going to do. We're just working with probabilities and pattern recognition. And what does it usually do after this? What does it usually do when the RSI hits 70? What is it obligated to do? What does it usually do? That's all you get. Usually. That's it. That's all you get. That's the only edge you get in the market, usually. This is great work, French Toast. I love what you're doing here. The Lux Algo, they're smart cut. This is a good one. It gets a little busy, and they're, I find their font is so fucking small. I'm like, Jesus, man, can I not control the size? I guess some of them they do. But, I mean, what is that font? Like 4? It kind of annoys me, but they do good. They have good stuff. So would buy it? No. Sell it? Well, maybe you take that B. What are you really looking for here? You're looking for the buy, right? After considering where it is, where's the money going to be made? Back to where we started. What did we just do? We just did a 5 and a 3, right? You're anticipating, right? At the very least, we'd be going up to challenge that high if indeed this correction is over. Oh, and by the way, oh shit, I almost missed it. We got a golden corner here, don't we? Oh, maybe I don't. Let's see. Yeah, we can't. It's that's broken from there. Let's put a COVID low. No, I don't have it. Right. Oh, maybe it was log scale. Oh no, what the fuck? I lost my log scale again. That is weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Now I've lost log. I don't know what's happening there. Now I can't take it out of log. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's out of log. There it is. Okay, so now let me come back to where I was. Oops. Okay, now let's put the whole thing. Jesus, sorry, French Toast. You gave me that beautiful golden corner. I almost missed it, right? So what does that mean? So here's his trade. All right, he's giving it plenty of room here. Why would he give it that much room? Well, what's the first target? We know, right? Thank you, Dr. Alan Anders. We have 80% probability of getting there as long as, right? I always emphasize, as long as that pivot holds, 80%. Best odds in trading in TA, right? The only thing with better odds statistically is selling out of the money options. That has a 90% probability rate, right? This 80, right? For TA, you hear me say this, right? For six years, it is the median lines are in every technical package. Period. There is no technical package that doesn't have median lines. Least used technical component of any least used, highest. Does that not make sense? 90% of people lose money in the market. Yet the thing with the highest odds is the least used. I think there's a correlation there. I think probably so. Right? You wouldn't be anticipating here. You might be anticipating that for the one wave. Where is he really thinking this could go? 1618. It's too deep. You'd have to be putting sliding parallels on this if this is going to kick. No reason to assume it wouldn't, right? Well, so back to where we started, you going to short here? Or are you going to try and get that? I might do it twice, right? I might, if it starts to come back here, I'd be looking for, because then you're going to need a little baby golden as well. I might do that. If it gets stopped out, then I'd just reevaluate down here. I'd much rather take the jab, right? Than French Toast knows what he's doing, right? So this, I wouldn't do it that way. I would do this, right? Oh, you stop me out here. Okay, I don't know how far that's going. I'll wait, and then when it starts again, maybe then I would go again, right? I would just do it, whatever the level is. Something like that. Because I don't know how far that's going to fall if it starts to fall. I just know, the one thing I absolutely know is that an algo fired here. You think it's coincidental, right? With earnings? Could be. Let's get it right on that pivot. But look at the reaction. That's how you don't have to wonder if that's an algo, right? It's a combination of earnings, and look where it comes from, right? So you got an algo driving. Okay, let me keep moving. Beautiful work, French Toast. You haven't lost a step. I think you've gotten better. So whatever you were doing, keep doing it. Although it's good to see you back. Guys, I would get that one on your radar, right? Why would you not? I'd never heard of them before. Genmab? Fuck, I have no idea. It doesn't matter to me. Something good is happening here. They all trade the same way. Doesn't matter. I don't care what the asset is. Okay, thanks for that one. Fairbanks, where's the live stream? He found that. Mr. Bitcoin, what are we thinking here? If you've time. Yeah, I definitely have time. Okay, so I'm going to save this one because I'm going to trade that one. Well, at the very least, I'm going to get it on my watch list and put an alert right where it is. Well, wait, as I've told you, what are you giving me here, Mr. Bitcoin? You're giving me ACN. Let's see if I do it this way. Does it come up? Yeah, it does. Okay. All right, that looks like that's short. Okay, cool. It worked. I love it when that happens. So you got Lux out. This same one. I think that's it's the same smart money concept. Oh shit, hang on. Oh, that's good news. That's me. Bonds are going up, right? That's one of a couple of Friday videos here I've been talking to you guys about. Right, this one here, right? Look where it's coming from. Not to digress here. Right, talked about 1, 2, 3. It looks like the 3 is going 4. This is good, right? If you're trying to buy a house, 10-year, right? Will affect the mortgage rates. I think they're 688 this morning. Right? I know because we're in the market. Okay, where was I? ACN. I got distracted. Okay, so here's, right, I like this combo, right? Weiss wave, so you're looking at volume, momentum. Right, this kind of gives you your wave structure and then momentum as well, just tracked differently. You guys know this is just the difference of two moving averages, right? There's no magic to it. Okay, Accenture PLC, Mr. Bitcoin. What are we thinking here? Well, just looking at that, you go, where do we stop progressing the trend, right? So this sure looks like a 4, and we squirt out of that. Looks like you got a 1 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of looks that way. Well, let's go down here. Big push in the 1. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a diag, looks like you'd have 2. Looks like another diag, actually. Well, I guess you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You can get it done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's fine. It's not overcomplicated. This sideways 4 pop. Sharp sideways. It's decent. Again, just what I hope is that you see that the approach is exactly the same every time, right? So that, and that you start to go, okay, there's a repetition here. That it doesn't matter what the asset is. It's always done the same way. So you start to go, God, okay, I think I could follow along with this. Of course, if you want the training, or we have courses here that would help you get started on this, right? A lot of guys are doing that. You don't, when you go to the belt system, you don't have to be there for life, right? The idea is to get in there, learn, and get out, right? It's not, we do have people that have stayed with us for years, but the goal is to get in there, get the information, and then, get out on your own. Okay, do we have something completed here? What would be the alternate here? That we weren't done here, that we had this, you got to consider this, right? Is it better here? This would be internal. I don't think we can make that fly. It's not better. All right, so now when in doubt, measure. What do they usually do? Let's come out of log scale. Do I need to be in log scale? Jesus, 278. Well, maybe not. 280. No, I don't need to be in log scale. Do I? I don't think I do. All right, what's my range here? That's double the range. I definitely do not. Boy, that's... What did they miss here? There must have been a miss. Yeah, that must have been a big miss. Okay, so here's a good sign of low. All right, so look at two things here. You can see these, right? This is things to look for when you're anticipating. Is that the low, right? Did they sweep some liquidity? Was liquidity swept, right? Sweep, go, sweep, go, sweep, go. Right, you see it over and over and over again, right? That's always that's what we were looking at with Bitcoin earlier, right? This is the footprints of manipulation, right? It's not that it's illegal. It's just that you can start to look for it. Did they sweep some liquidity? Did they? Did they? Did they? Did they here? All right, not yet. It's just, they leave footprints. So are we done here? Here's the, well, it's a change of character per their internal break of structure. So here's the last major break. Change. Yeah, just out of curiosity, let's compare the two. So did I get it up here? Interesting, right? So this is the one I use. They do them slightly differently. Oh fuck! Bitcoin's crossing 85, right? So they must be dumping it. Okay, so let's get out of here. Change, right? So we don't have a. Here's the last break of structure we have right here, right? This is the last break of structure. So this is the low that leads to that break of structure. Oh, pardon me. Here's another break of structure right here. Just because this low led to the break of structure, that this is the change of character. So this is not a break of structure. It's a change of character. Since remember, it goes change of character and then break of structure. So this is a change of character. So this would have to be change of character. And then if it broke that high, it would be a break of structure. So we can look here. Ooh, I don't love that. Might do it this way with a sliding parallel. Okay, so I've got a decent looking impulse. Okay. You know where I'm going to do next, right? It's no mystery. Again, it's the same thing every time, always, right? That's our edge. That's why. We're like, well, if I do it a little differently to every asset. No, you're winging it if you're doing it that way. You're winging it, right? You can't wing it in here. There's got to be a method to your madness. There has to be structure to it. What do I want? Where are you here? Okay, so now, do I know it's, why couldn't it pivot at 38? Well, of course it could. Back to, what does it usually do? Where do they usually go? So am I going to buy it here? Well, see, look, I could do this and say, well, hey man, 38, why couldn't it bounce there? Well, it could bounce there. That's not the point. The point is, where do they usually bounce? Where do I have some unmitigated order flow, right? So here's an order block here that's untapped, right at the golden zone. Here, hang on, bumping my head. Okay. well, okay, so we know they look like we're looking for 3, right? That looks like it's doing a 5. So what would we be anticipating, right? Now, I'm drawing this all in here. I have no idea whether that's going to happen, but that's what I'm looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's not likely to be ABC and we're done, right? Because of length of time. Again, it's not like the market's obligated to balance this out in time. It's just, what does it usually do? We're going to do this in a 5, and then we're going to start. We'll begin and end in 5s. Well, that would be beginning, because we're looking for it down here, somewhere in here. So let's go to a 4-hour. See, okay, do I have a good start on that? Could that be done? Right? Doesn't look like we'd be done here. Oh, but wait. You're running into the geometry. Doesn't that mean something? Well, it could mean perhaps that's where, because this is just a trend line. Okay, well, maybe I'm going to get a bounce here. Maybe this is the, let's go to a 1 here. I'm not expecting it to be done here, but a bounce here would make sense, because I'd have just a candidate for an A wave. That's what I'm looking for. I may not get it, but that's what I'm looking for, because that's what they usually do. So 1, 2, sure looks like that's impulsive, right? We just free fall. What's going on here with Accenture? Oh, their targets have come down. Stifle. Maintains buy rating, but lowering the target. Well, their target is now 380, right? Well, we're not too far from that. Well, that sure looks like an A wave to me. This is the impulsive, right? The free fall. Some news, something they missed, or something they fucked something up, right? I don't know what. I don't know why. Doesn't matter to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something's trying to finish down here. Again, same thing every time. Now, I don't know that I have the low. How do I know when I get a low? Well, if you want to use, well, they use it's different language, right? So Albatherium works off of, oh, there's an educator here who uses the word inducement, right? These are inducements. The ICT crowd, they call it a change in state of delivery, right? Which is the same thing, right? It's okay, this is one down move here. If I break that, I get a change in state of delivery. Well, that doesn't mean that we're off to the moon. It just means something changed. Well, okay, now I'm down again. So right here now, it's inducement. Let's see, it's the same thing. This has to break. Oh, let's see. Let me try and explain this without losing you here. This is there's no high, the highs of the candles. This is all inside here, have not been broken here. So we have nothing to suggest that a low is in, because we haven't swept anything here. Okay, we had a potential, right? It was all wick, right? So they just wicked it. So it likely liquidity. Same thing here, right? You just barely broke, but it's an inside bar. So this is all considered, right, one leg. It's because we're not breaking the high of any of these candles. So this could just keep falling. Right, until one of these pivots is swept, right? Then we'd get potentially some inducement. And what the inducement does, it's kind of it's a regrettable choice of words, because the inducement gets lumped in with inducing traders to buy it. All this does here, if you sweep this here, is it confirms the low, because this is all one leg. So we have to come back here and break this to have something have changed. Otherwise, it just keeps going down. This doesn't count because it's an inside, right? These two are inside bars. They don't count, right? This is all just still going down. Something has to break, which is an important lesson to learn, because otherwise it's very easy, right? This took me years to break this habit. I have an innate, just my personality, I want to pick the turn. So I'll look at a golden zone down here and go, oh, it's coming into a golden zone here, I'm going to buy it, right? So that's an expensive habit to break for me, because just because it's going into the golden zone doesn't mean it can't break, right? For every one that succeeds, one breaks. So you want to evidence, right? You want to see the market react, right? And just a little like this, I guarantee you this, somebody bought that thinking, oh shit, oh look at the wick rejection, oh, it's going to go, right? And sorry. Right, there's got to be context, right? So without that context, you're down here. See, there's a good example, right? Okay. What are we anticipating next, right here? What are we anticipating next? What can we have any context here? Well, the last thing that happens is a break of structure. So this is the dominant high right up here. I know this is the dominant high, right here, because that led to the break of structure. So we don't get, that's why change of character, right? Nothing happens until we break that. Got to break that to change the downtrend, right? Well, I mean, you're getting market structure 101 right here. What happens after a break of structure? What do we anticipate after a break of structure? Not, I mean, it could keep going, but we're anticipating a retrace. Why? Because that's what it usually does. The break of structure is many times it's bait, right? To get retail. Oh, they broke that low. Down they go. Down they go. Down, right? Hey, it just broke structure. What do you mean it's all the way back up here? Well, this takes us right back to what we were talking about before. You gotta sell it when it's going up. You don't. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. I would encourage you to consider the risk reward of selling something that's going up rather than selling something that's going down. If you're selling it here, where's your stop? Right, which takes you back to you're going to get stopped out a lot more than you're not, but you're going to lose a lot less when you're wrong than when you're right. That's how you make all of this work for you. So when someone says, does it work? It's just an inexperienced question. It's just, you don't understand the markets. You don't understand trading. When you're asking if something works, flipping a coin works with good money management. Moving averages, name your fucking indicator, trend line, anything works based on how you manage it. Jesus, I'm ranty today. Sure looks like we're working on A here. I mean, obviously, right, imbalance here. But that's not likely to stay that way forever. At some point, that's going to get filled in. Why, right? There's unfair, right? So that's why they call it fair value, right? It was unfair to one half of the market here. It just nobody could participate here. It just went so fast, right? So you know there's limit orders. There's all sorts of stops in here. There's liquidity up here, which is what if the market's going to seek liquidity, where's it going to find it, right? In that imbalance. Accenture, okay, good one. Good stuff today, guys. I love what you guys are posting. This one, I think you wait, right? So it's not ready yet. It's a green banana. Okay, good post, Mr. Bitcoin. What else do we got here? Now, this one, yeah. Copy link. Let's get to now. Oh, what do I know now? What is it? Now Financial. That's right. Now Services Inc. Okay, let's go to the full chart. Whatever you're doing, it worked that way. It usually doesn't come in like that. Did we get? Yeah, we did. Okay, well, interesting, right? It looks exactly like what we were just looking for. Well, here, note, right? Change in state of delivery. Well, we do, yeah, and yeah, we do. All right, so this, I think I just changed the language so people weren't confused. There's a inducement change. What does that do? That confirms this low. All right, so now we know we have a good low here. Why? Right, because this was all one move down. Now it had to come all the way back here and sweep that high because that was the high. That was the highest high that led to that low. Now we come back, change in state of delivery or inducement, which confirms the low. So now, right, you look at it. What does it look corrective? Well, no. Services now. Okay, well, can we get any kind of context here? No. For any asset, anytime you go to it, well, pretty much anything. Got to start with the daily. Okay, where are we? All right, so you've got hard prints, right? So the COVID low is right always something to start with here. Oh, this is going to go back a ways. Okay, do we need to be in log scale, right? You know, from 0 to 1200. Yeah, we need to be in log scale. But you kind of want to look at it in both, right? Because it distorts so much in log scale. Okay, I guess we made that point. Oh fuck! Here, let's just stay from here over and use this low. Okay, is that the 2? Let me take this off because I think sometimes it can get confusing at first. Sure looks like it's something completed up there. Okay, let's use our EWO here. I'm going to, because it's so much data, right? It's the same thing. I'm going to bump this up. Take a look at it with bigger, right? Bigger print, right? So this, they're all pretty even actually. So here's the, looks like, well, let's just go ahead and throw some numbers up there. Let's put it here for a minute. For the time being, let's go dig in there. Okay, pretty good looking. All right, so I always want to double check. That's why that's such a habit for me, because I'm always like, I don't want to lose track of that one pivot. All right, that's probably the simplest thing. Big push here, so this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be the 3 of the 5th right here with this. This would be the 3, 4, 5 of the 1, 2. The 3, the big push 3, 4, 5 of the 3. Let's get in there. Dude, this is a bit weird. That's quite a fake. So, oh, that was earnings related, right? So it had to be a reason for that. So that was a surprise miss. So it makes you think WXY or A. Let's go to a 4-hour. Let's just check it here. That looks more like it's ABC. Well, let's keep it simple, right? It's something like this happening. It might be WX. I don't get hung up on that. WXY, ABC, it's still a 3. All right, so we've got a couple of dominant pivots here to work from. Let's work from swing. Remember, the algos do not care about your Elliott count, right? We're just going to go dominant to dominant. So an expanded B is not there. They don't care. All right, so okay, to a 50. Well, what would be the assumption there? That this is a 1, 2, and we're going to have another. This is going to go all up here. Is that the assumption? Why? I want to know a little bit more about them. This 3 seems a little skinny to me. It may be too short. Let's double check that. Just barely makes it. That's pretty close. Well, let's consider the alternate. Okay. I might get stuck here. This is such a clusterfuck. You may be starting it here. Let's see if let's do a little rearranging here. Well, this is again. That's why we do it this way, rather than have them all pre-done before, and you don't learn anything. Hopefully, watching me go through the process, right? Because this is exactly what I do. You kind of go, okay, well, he doesn't have them perfectly at first either, right? So there's a lot of trial and error with this. So I do it this way, so you can kind of, it's the the sausage making theory, right? Okay, let me see how it's done. Not that mine is the right way. It's just I've been doing this for a long time. So okay, so let's does this fly here? How do we look here technically? Okay, so here's a good example. We were talking about this before. A 2 could go to the 38 since this looks like it's a better fit to me. So now let's measure that third. So this makes me think indeed ABC here, or fucking WXY. Let's get our when in doubt, measure. I'm going to start here. Long enough. Log doesn't matter. Longer is longer. As long as it's longer, it doesn't. If it's not longer in log, don't let that distract you. Okay, so the variable here is is this an expanded B or is that the 3? That's the wild card. Well, how are we going to know? I don't know that we are going to know. That looks like a WXY. What would make you, let's go back here. What would make you hesitate on that? On putting, let's take it off for a second. I'm putting it up here. Let's look. We might end up with a better count here. If we do it this way, it's deep for the 4. If I do it here, that's good for the 3. I don't want to do this. No. I want what the market is offering. That doesn't seem right, right? It's too small. It's not, when I say that, it doesn't mean that it can't be that. It's just it doesn't look right. So I think it's here. Because I want that good 3, and I want the passage of time to balance the 2. So, so for example, let's see if I can do it this way. Oh no, I think this will do it. I think. So that's 232 bars. God damn it. 146. A little bit better, right? Now, I wouldn't want to see this. You really don't want your 4 going to a golden zone, right? It just reduces the probability that you get a good 5, right? So I think that's tradable, right? So okay, so if you take it that way, now let's finish it, right? There's all these steps, right? Don't forget the geometry. Okay, that's a pretty big push beyond, so I would sweep it. Now let's just redo it. Key levels, right? We know that. And if we come back here, shit. Piece this up together with that. Starts to look better now. A, B, C into the 4. Okay, let's dig in there, right? Is it ripe? Might be. Do we have change in state of delivery? Looks like we do. Yeah, we just got it. All right, this was all one move down. So what does that mean? That confirms the low. Doesn't mean it can't, again, it just means we have a temporary low. Doesn't mean it's the low, but it's a low. Looks like you got 5 coming down, so it looks like you can make that work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shit, you can do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks all right. I have to do it here. That's good. Okay, where's the trade? Well, you got a big, well, this was potentially, right, so it was fair value gap, but it gets completely filled back in, right? So this big bar gets rejected. Now you've got, well, we just looked at that ServiceNow. All right, so obviously some bullish news here, but this is the key. So now what are you looking for? Right? It's again, simple, right? Keep it simple if you can, right? That's what we're looking for that. Right, so you could do it differently, right? If you wanted to, so let's label it just the exercise and the repetition, right? We're looking for 3, right? Now we don't know that that's the pivot, right? We don't know that, but if we get a reaction here, right? The safer way is to let this complete. So I say, oh, I got a contender here. I got a little fair value gap in here, just a little baby one in here that might need to get filled right there. So we come back down here, rebound. Remember, the point of the market is to facilitate trade. If it was unfair down here, well, we got to make that fair for buyers. We got to bring it back down here. We'll bring it down here. Now, if this is ABC, let's label the whole thing, right? So this would potentially be a 1, this would be a 2, 3 would be up here, 4. So we're not anticipating this to go in a straight line. We're anticipating this. Well, if I do the whole thing, that's what we're anticipating to come out of here. So you've got multiple. Well, where do we want to trade, right? We want to trade when it's coming down, not when it's going up. I know, it's counterintuitive, right? Oh, it's coming down here. Now I look for that structure. So where's the safest trade, right? If you're trying to get into a 3. Right there. Oh, God, it's pretty good free draw. I've got the 1, I've got the 2. Well, now I know I'm looking for it. It's not optional, right? This is critical. It's not optional that I don't get an impulse here. If I'm coming out of the low here, I'm expecting to get an impulse here. So I know I'm going to get a 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So that kind of sets you up into here. Oh, if this, it's because it needs a 1, 2. If it's going to have a 3, 4, 5. Very, very common, right? You'll see the 1 come up here. It'll sweep the high of the prior 1. Oh, and then people think, oh, it's the 3. Well, what would that be right there? Right? It'd be a break of structure. Oh, what do we anticipate after a break of structure? Retrace. Right? You see, conceptually, right? I mean, there's a method. There's a method to the madness. What if it does this? Well, what if it does? You're going to go home and cry? It's still a break of structure. What are we anticipating? We're anticipating a retrace. It doesn't change that. Oh, I missed it. Oh, fuck. I knew I should have taken it. So this is what retail do. They'll buy it here. Oh, I should have taken that. God damn it. That guy talked me out of it. I knew I should have taken it. So they buy it here, right, when it's going up. They get stopped out. God damn it. And then what happens? Up again, I only can do this because I've been that guy. Right? So it goes the direction they were anticipating the whole time, but because the FOMO got the better of them here. Oh, God damn it. I'm going to miss it. Well, what do they do here? Right, so often, right? Oh, fuck, I guess it's going down. If you haven't been through that sequence yet, emotionally, you will. That's how you learn, right? So I'm just trying to save you the hardship, right? Because I was a stubborn, arrogant trader, right? I thought I knew better, right? So the market had to teach me to be humble, right? Market takes, you've heard me say this for many years. The market takes aggressively. It gives reluctantly. Right, it's up to you. How do you manage your emotions? Right, it's the only thing you can control. 2 good ones, Mr. Bitcoin. Okay. God, hopefully I'm not boring you guys to death. Okay, so it's a weird thing to be talking to yourself all this time. Okay, CJ Herting. He's got a Bitcoin account for us. Let's see what he's thinking. I guess I'll do that. No, I want to save that. I want to do that. I guess I'll do that here. Okay, Bitcoin Perpetual on. I'm surprised so many Bybit traders after their hack. I don't know if they're making everybody well on that or not. I think they are. Kind of bad news for crypto. You can understand why we're going down after that. PVP, 1 month total. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. I like what you're doing with the. What are we doing here? This is PVP. I don't know that language. Prior? Period? Oh, period? Periodic? Must be, right? Must be 24-hour period. Okay, I like it. I'm going to bring that back. But okay, so this is a count. This is, oh man, you went really small on these. Let's bring these up a little bit. Let's go up to minuet here. Okay, so this is the assumption is, I think, right, if we look at my guys here, we've got some sort of WXY here, and then something completes here. How you doing that? How you getting to a W here? I'm going to move this. Just suggestion here. I think you're making it a little more complicated than maybe it needs to be. I'm not saying this is right. I'm just kind of, okay, this looks like, Oh, fuck. Actually, it looks like this is dumb. Actually, I think I'd do it here. I'm just moving these around here for just players on the board, right? I'm not trying to say your count is not right. I'm just trying to. Okay, A B. This looks like A triangle B C W A B C X A. This is radio waves. Don't even buy. It doesn't even matter, right? So it looks like you've got. It's uncountable, right? That's why something like this going into that some sort of a flat. This is again. You can't count it. There's nothing there to count. But we get it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like so A, B, C is what I would think there, and I think that's a goal. I think it's technical. Fuck. Come here. If I pull right here, didn't quite make it. Well, let's see from the top. It's the front run on the 50. They're to and through. It's not right on the nail. Okay, let's get down there. Oh shit, hang on a second so I can see this better. Okay. So what do you have on here? Oh, so these are all the stuff you've drawn. Okay, so this is going to be, I like it. Okay, good use of channeling. So he's got a lot of channels going on here. Okay, so I'm gonna hide this one just for a second here so we can see what we're thinking here. So AB looks like we've already got a new low here, so that can't be it. So it looks like this is coming down here, so it looks like that's the 4, so it looks like that's the 3, 4, and okay, all right, so okay, this is getting a little easier. God damn, you went really small with these. All right, so let me take these up a bit so we can see them a little better. Okay, he may use different colors, that's why he's usually new traders, right? They everything's so giant. I'm gonna move this over here. A, B, C, that looks good. Okay, so what are we on? 1 hour? Okay, well we got to start somewhere. 1, 2. Why would we not think that? Looks like this has to move. All of this has to come down. It would appear we are heading down into the low 80s. What did we hit here? 83. That was that alert going off. Okay, so let's take that off. 1, 2. What are we anticipating, right? Not what do we know? A, B, C. This is surprising. You'd have to call this just a range, right, of liquidity that's sitting there, right? It's not. It hasn't been swept very well. 1, 2. Okay, well we can measure, right? Where do they usually go? If that's a 1 and that's a 2, I'm going to put my 3 right down here. You know, again, do I know what's going there? No. This is second most common, right? It just doesn't look like it's enough, like it's long enough relative to the length of the 1. But that's second most common, right? You put it right there. But know what's going to have to happen there. That's good shit. We're going to have to go down to a 15. Well, right off the bat, right? Oh, that's not a good looking 3. God, even at a 5, can we get a 3 out of that? That's an Elliott shuffle, right? To try and squeeze that into a 3. Is it a 3? No. That's what the market is implying, though. So you have to kind of go with that. Looks like that's got more to go to. Let's go yellow when I go really small, so we can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like that's still cooking. So it doesn't look like that's done yet. 4, 1, 2. Got to wait for that. Don't fill it in your mind's eye. It's got to do what it's going to do. We do have liquidity sweep here. Jesus, I'm on a 5 minute. That's the problem with going down to the lower time frames. Right? You're changing the count every 10 minutes. It's constantly changing, right? You want to stay. I always tell people 60 minutes or higher for Elliott Wave. Right? You'll have a much better time with it. Well, the other thing we got to pay attention to is the channeling here is pretty dramatic. Now we don't have a 3, right? So we just start. Well, the only thing we can objectively call out is the 1, 2. I don't know where that 3 is, right? We might be doing this, but right now that's all I've got. I've got overshoot here. Doesn't look like that's done. Again, I'm not worried about my Bitcoin long term. Way too much money was spent getting Trump elected, right, from the crypto community to let crypto tank. It's not going to happen. Just out of self-interest, right? It's not going to. I'm not. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. My view, right, the odds of that happening are very, very low. I'll put it this way. Michael Saylor's, I don't know fucking how many, $49 billion worth of Bitcoins at 66. All right, now where do we have trouble? Right, if we start dropping below 66. That's where things could get dicey. But down here, right, this is just, whales are looking at this going, oh, keep coming lower. Come on. Keep strategic reserve. Oh, God, maybe we can buy it at, under 80. I don't know how many billions of dollars are they going to buy. If they do it, right? You fucking can't trust anything. Well, whoops, I almost went political. Okay, so right now on Bitcoin, I don't think there's anything to do, unless you're shorting. What? You gonna buy it? When I say that, I mean like the precision of timing an entry here that would not suggest we're done here with this correction. But if you got a 5-year horizon, you're buying it under 90, right? Fuck, nibble, right? Average down. If you can park money here, it's not a bad thought. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying if you're following along with an Elliott count, it doesn't look like it's done. You might be able to buy it lower. You might not, right? What if it's they step in and I don't know, Michael Saylor buys another 20 billion today. You just never know. There's no knowing what's going to happen. What do you got here? Anchored VWAP? Oh, good. Right, it's easy to forget to use anchored VWAP. It's very powerful. Let's see if he's got, Pay attention to that, right? Anchored has become really very popular on longer time frames. Good book. What's his name? Brian Shannon. He's got a good book on anchored VWAP. But useful tool. Okay, I don't think there's anything to do here other than wait, right? So if we come back to what we were talking about before, I'll just use this one because it has it built into. We got a ways to go before we can confirm the low. Right, on that theory, right? This is the low that has to be swept. Right, this is all one leg. So until we sweep this, right? Unless something else forms in here. But right now, that's the only thing that confirms that low because all of this is one move. It's just one leg. Why? Because no highs of any of those candles have been taken. That's what it sounds like. Oh, mysterious. Well, how do I pick which one? Well, just look. Where's the last high, right? The candle that took out a high. That wasn't an inside bar. The inside bar didn't count. So this is all one sell-off. Could go lower. I've done this for so many weeks. I feel like I shouldn't, but it's it's down. Okay, is that it? No. Oh, is that it? No. Oh, that's got to be it. No. Oh, that's definitely this time. That's it. No. Right? Until one of those sweeps, right? You can't. Again, I've been that guy. Way too many times. That's why I can speak with such confidence about that. You got to wait. It's frustrating, right? If you're a bull, right? No, fuck, we got to wait. Right here, again, if you've been around, and I've been in Bitcoin since late 2017, right? So this is nothing new. Okay, good work there, CJ Herting. I'm sorry if I was kind of discarding your work there. I didn't mean to do that. It's good. I just kind of helping you along here a little bit based on what's here. I think you're right on the money here. This is now we've pushed this over to be the 3. So what are we trying to do here? Really, all we're trying to do is get a 3 to finish. I mean, it's a lot of complexity in there, but that's all we're trying to do. Can we get a fucking 3 to give me a pivot here and then take out a high, right? So I can do this. That's you can always break it down to 5s and 3s, right? That's the genius of Elliott. That's his genius. Recognizing the market moves in 5s and 3s. Now we do something like this and you're like, oh fuck, man, come on. Is that, yeah, that's very complex. But if you take it out to a weekly, it's not so complex. Is it really? Look at this on a weekly. Oh, shit, I don't know if we're going to have it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's going to be distorted all up here. Let's get out of log. Oh, I'm going to have to pull all this out here. I'm just trying to make a point. He won't lose any of that. That's what we're trying to complete. Now, this we don't want this going too far. Right, this because okay, is that the 1, 2? You know, we've talked about a lot of different ways you could count this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3, A, B, C. I mean, you do kind of have to stay in log here. Ah, God damn it. Where are we? Right here. What's that? 143, 150. That's my targets are up here. So that's in log scale. That's what we're trying to get. We can't eliminate this possibility. Can't eliminate. Oh, tops in. I just think that that's, again, given the amount of money that was invested in getting this administration in, I think the probability of that is extremely low. Not zero, just low. Okay, thanks for that one. Vesper. Always makes me think of James Bond. Vesper was her name. Okay, Vesper. Para, looks like a back test. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I'm just chatting up a storm here with myself. It's so weird to do this, talking out loud to yourself. Why still dumping for the way? Yeah, shit is dumping. What did the market do? Oh shit. The market's dumping too after a good start. Okay, what are we at? We were 65. We were, last I looked at the NQ, it was up to almost 300. Now we're down 60. Okay, onto Para. Looks like a Para. Oh, do I have the right one? I don't. Vesper's Para. I don't think that's what you want. Do I have the right? Nope, that doesn't look right. Let's try again. Para. Is that it? 5E. That should be it. Unless Anto is Para. That can't be right. Come on. Oh, fuck. Hang on. I don't want this to... I'll just bring it up. Let me copy that. Come on. Okay, is there a Para? I never heard of Para. Para. Is that what you want? Or is it crypto? Must be this. Oh, Paramount Global. That must be what he's... Oh, that's got to be it. Okay, so here's his work. Okay, we got there. Okay, okay. So, are you doing this as a? Well, it looks like you're doing this as a triangle. We can't have a triangle in the 2, but let me make sure I'm not misreading what you're doing here. Okay, so there's a couple of things in here, Vesper, just to tighten this up. Just with your Elliott labeling, this is good. I'm going to come back to that, right? So we just tick that golden zone. It kind of looks like you're trying to work a triangle here, but maybe that's just the trend lines here distorting it for me. So okay. So if we complete, right, one thing, just as a reminder. Whenever you complete something, so if this is a completed ABC, we got to call it something, right? So what would be the degree 1 higher? Right? Is that your 2? Right, we got to call it something. Well, if it's not a 2, well, if you're thinking the 2 is over here, we'd call it a W. Right? I'm assuming you follow me. That's just kind of standard ops. Put that in green. So 1, 2. Well, let's go with that just to keep it from getting overly complicated. Phew, what a clusterfuck that is. All right, I guess we're digging in here. Okay, so here's welcome to the sausage making. Okay, let's see what we can do here. On the one hand, you could look at this and go, okay, are we doing anything here other than just a big range? Right. So when you're, well, that's kind of convenient that that came out that way. When you're in a range like this, right? I know it's easy after the fact, right? So we want to sell the highs and buy the lows, right? I know it's easy in hindsight. So as we look here, okay, 1, 2, does that look like that could be a 3? We're already swept the 1. Now that doesn't mean it couldn't be the 1, but it means less. We're not coming. Oh, fuck me. It means we're not coming out with an impulse. Come here. Okay. So can we get a WXY in there? Let's see if we can. All right, so I gotta redo some of this. So sometimes, right, when you're like this, are we? It can guide you, right? So just track the 5s and 3s. Okay, is this an ABC here? I think maybe not. All right, we'll come back to that. That's a 3 for sure. That's a 1, 2. So this is, god damn, it's a clusterfuck for sure. All right, we did sweep some liquidity here. Let's see if we can get this done. W. God damn it, I want the X over here. Why, it's going to have to be something along those lines here, because we've got this. Oh, fuck. Let's go to a 4-hour. This is going to get tricky. We're just kind of stuck in here. I don't like this as breaking that high. You're kind of stuck with it. And then you break again here. God, well, on some degree, right? We could spend an hour in here fucking with it. Well, are we in log here? Yeah, we're in log. Do I need to be in log? 9 to 3 times the range? Probably not. So we can certainly do this. We can certainly look at this and say, okay, right, we want to be a buyer in the discount. All right, want to be a buyer down here, want to be a seller up here, until this thing starts to get some legs. Now maybe this is the first part of it, right? That's the big one we'd want to see get swept. Okay, buyer down here, seller up here, right? So do the same thing. I want to sell it up here until we break out of this range, right? So this is very dangerous to trade, because there are short-term trends, right? I'm to a 4-hour. You got short-term trends, but nothing is sustaining, right? You're just getting little bursts and retrace. So this is, difficult chart to trade, right? Just be mindful of that. Damn it! It looks like you're stuck with that, but that's not another 3. This is your best case. It was you can't. So this is what creates diags, right? There's a lack of commitment, so you get all the overlaps. This is just not. Why are we trading Paramount Global here? If I'm trading this, you know what I would do? I would sell a butterfly, right? I would look at the halfway point, where we just did this. I would sell a butterfly, right? So I would sell these and buy the wings, and just on the assumption here we're going to stay in this range, because if this had held on the 1 and we were going to get a push for a 5, I know I'm getting into option stuff, but that's probably what you just sell in this range. So really what you're doing with the butterfly is saying, God damn it, I think it's going to stay in this range, right? You just sell the time premium. When they've got, oh, earnings, they must have just hit yesterday and they missed, right? So that's why we're falling. That's too bad, right? It looked like you had hope for that to get out of there with an impulse. No more, right? That's non-negotiable, but we could have a diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe, right? So he had this here. I took it off, but he had the same idea. Okay, in a diag, we want to look for the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3 at the 50, which would be right. You know, at least you'd be in the discount of this range of this leg. So, right, you see what I'm doing there, right? This leg here, the 50% would be right there. So you'd be in that range. You're looking for the technical pivot right here. AB, does that look like it's done? Not really. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. AB doesn't look right. So if your bias is to be long, it's kind of a, well, let's see what happens, right? You don't particularly have any edge here. Where's the better trade, right? If you could, right? If you could choose it, you'd want this to complete, right? Show me the 5, because so far I can't get a 5 out of here. Show me the 5, right? I'll take the retrace. Now that could be a ways off. Show it. Give me the 5, right? Okay, maybe this starts. Now you, God damn, can we even do it? You see, these look impulsive, right? So it's a little bit of wishful thinking. If it's going to be a diag, you're expecting a series of 3s. That sure looks, I mean, could you squish it? Yeah, you could. Could you squish that into a 3? But it sure looks impulsive. Oops. This looks impulsive. Doesn't look like you're struggling to get 5 out of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like. So it looks like an impulse. What's the alternate? Okay, well, we have an alternate, right? That's the beauty of Elliott Wave. There often is an alternate. Let's take this up a degree. Let's go to... Okay, getting there. Excuse me. Okay, so now we'd be withdrawing this from this pivot. 1, 2. Oh, let's make that. It's not the right order, but it just looks bigger. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right, that would certainly get you out of this range you've been stuck in. And this is, you know, I know purists are going to. I'm sure I'll get plenty of comments. That's bullshit. Right? I would keep, when in doubt, right? Okay, this looks impulsive. That looks corrective. This looks impulsive. It looks like we're starting. Although it looks like that's the start on an A wave. It's too skinny, right? You would expect something a little bit more complex. So this is what I'd be, in your mind's eye, I'd be looking for this, right? For this to complete, there's the A, there's the B, there's the C. Right? That's what I'd be looking for, right? In terms of anticipating coming out of there. Right, they just missed on earnings, so this is going to have to, you know, probably stay in this range for a little while before they, you know, get down here. Remember, right? You'd be sweeping a low here, right? So it's break of structure, change of character. It's this again. You can't trade Elliott Wave and not be trading market structure. Period. You can't. It is market structure, but you can apply ICT concepts and not. You know, you have to almost blind your eye to seeing 5s and 3s. Right? I can't not see 5s and 3s. I literally can't. It's so ingrained in my brain. I can't. It's the first thing my eye sees. 1, 2, maybe. Best case scenario. What I really think here is no trade. I'm not saying don't trade it. I'm just saying applying our methodology here. Maybe, right? But you don't want to take it on the first tap. You want to take it on the retrace, that one, right? If you bounce here, take that one. And I wouldn't be assuming the 3rd. I would be assuming the B of the C of the B before one more sweep down. All right, this until it breaks that, you're just in a rut. Sorry. Okay, a little throat clear. Okay, Ben B. NB. has an amusing, you guys have seen his Benjamin Franklin avatar. Okay, what is he thinking? All right, so Ben B is a very good trader. Very skilled technician, been with us for a few years, right? You see it in his work. Okay, complex correction, yeah. It sure does look like it. Okay, that'll work. Let's just switch this up. My old brain gets used to it. It looks like it has to be reset, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Well, what's our range here? A buck? Yeah, we got to be in log. He would have pulled this, so I'm assuming right we didn't hit. Oh, maybe not. Let's get you right up there. Custom truck 1. I've never looked at this chart ever, right? Does it matter? Do I need to say anything? They all trade the same way. All right, there it is. There's Al. Notice, right? Not the 618, right? For the novice traders that are told, put it one tick under the 618. Sorry about it. You'll learn next time. Oh, it looks like you got a series here as well. All right, what's the point of doing this? It's just how technical is it? Oh, you got a little squirrely there. Where's the target? You see that? Right there. So it wicks the target, gets into the golden zone, rips. Probably just a coincidence, I know. Probably just one of those random coincidences that happen in every market in every time frame, you know, for the last 90 years. Probably just a coincidence. Okay, 5 up, 3 down. Does Elliott Wave work? Depends on the driver. This maybe. Oh, Jesus, you're giving me 3 data. I didn't even see that. Let's go to a daily. Looks like we could have a zigzag going in. 1, 2. Let's get to a 2 hour. Oh, my machine gets a little squirrely. It makes me think I'm gonna 1, 2, 3. Where do we stop progressing the trend? Right there's the 4. Right, 4 often the easiest thing to spot. 3, 4, 5. Right, so good clean 1. A, B. Well, you got the 3, you got the kick there, so it looks like his placement is good. It looks like it's a little slight truncation, but B, it wouldn't matter. 1, okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm working on 3. Try the hourly. Impulsive. Do we know the low's in? No, we do not. That's just straight down. Why? It looks like a weakness just in the industry. Industry weakness. Doing it there? That looks like a 5. Yeah, let's go with that 1, 2, 3. All right, so you're kind of waiting for the 4. That it could be here, right? It could be. Doesn't look like you could have an ABC in there. What does he got here? 21 and a 10 could be. Right, it's a good combo. I shouldn't be doing that while we're watching. Well, ABC into the 4. Okay, right. Nothing says the 4 couldn't be shallow. Right? So 3, 4, coming down for the 5. He's looking for it down here in the pocket down here for. Let's go back to a 3. That's I might you know again you want to sell it when it's going up, buy it when it's going down. So I'd like that a little bit if you get an ABC to propel a little further. You may not get it. We're out of log. I'd like it right up here. Right, the 21's a good spot. if, and it could be that this is just all part of the internal, and the 3 is going to keep going, and we're going to get something bigger in the 4. You don't know, there's no knowing, but here's the target. We can measure, right? Let's assuming, right, this is correctly labeled. This would be big, right, to get 618 or 2618 for the 3. Right? It's not like they don't ever go beyond that, but that's pretty big. I'd be looking for something like that. If what I'd really like here, right, if you don't get what you like all the time, something like that, and then right, for the sell. But the idea is well, so the point here is being patient enough to wait for this to set up for the buy. That's what he's looking for. Right there. In the golden. So if it's here with a set of median lines, we have a golden corner pocket. That's what we're looking for down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you don't have to pick the turn. You can wait for this to complete. 1, 2, 3. Take this one. Stops under this. Oh, I might use 707. You're looking for the 3 there. 1, 2, 3, right? But this confirms that you have the low. And we're not just confirming the pivot, we're confirming the impulse. Right? The 5 followed by the 3, right? There's the trade right there. Right now, you can look at that and say, well, but is the market going down? Well, it's down. It's if this is the pivot, it's retraced. It's going down, but it went up from this pivot, right? So it would be a higher low, but it's based on the context, right? You got that confirmation. That's a nice looking setup there. I'm going to save that one. I tell you guys all the time, some of the best trades I've got, well, certainly last year, were from things that were set up on the live stream. So when I tell you I'm gonna take this trade as soon as we get off the live stream, I take them. You understand why? I don't sit here and go, well, fuck, I'm gonna tell them to take it, but I would never take that. Of course not. I'd never do that. I just tell you what I see and apply the methodology, right? And then we see what comes with that. Let's see here on this. Jesus Christ, I almost missed that. Does this need any comment? Does it? Does it need a comment? Is it, right? It's not why it moves, how it moves. Right? Same thing just happened there. Same thing. Right? Where is he looking to buy it? Same thing. Right? It's the dominant algo in the market, right? It's the algo we can identify because it leaves these very obvious footprints, right? And we can track it. It's the only one we can track. God knows how many other algos are in here. We're never going to know. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm taking too long today. Okay. So, oh God, Dr. Alban is back with Dog Without Hat. Oh, where am I going to go with that? Let's go over here. Oh shit, I like that one too. See, here's them right here. I'm showing you guys. This is when I like these, I save them. Okay. Dog with Hat. This is Dr. Alban. This has become kind of a project for him. All right, he's kind of doing an experiment, I think, as to the validity of Elliott Wave with a meme coin. Right? It seems to be something he's trying to prove out. So, dog WIF. There is absolutely, this is just a gambling token, right? There's no use case. There's no utility. It's probably not going to be here in 5 years. It serves no purpose other than as a trading vehicle, right? So approach with caution, right? And when you're trading a meme coin, that's not to say that fucking, I don't know, hundreds of millions have been made on meme coins, right? So I'm not saying don't trade them. I'm just saying understand the nature of what you're trading, right? This is just a speculative token, right? It's not going to produce revenue and solve any problems. It's just here for traders. Okay, we're traders, right? So it should be tradable. Does it move in 5s and 3s? Well, you know, we've looked at this a couple of times, and there's been some dialogue in our Discord here. So I'm going to go with his count, right? I'm not sure I agree with it, but that's okay, right? Let's stick with what he's got, because this is his experiment. Okay, we are down to the lowest. Can't get any lower, right? We start breaking that. It's not a 1, right? It's just, what is it, right? It wouldn't be a 1, 2, right? It would just be, we'd be starting over. Could it get there? Could a token with no absolute use case value, nothing other than as a speculative token, get to 0? It's kind of a rhetorical question, right? Of course it could. It has no value. It has no purpose. It has no utility. Could it get to 0? I'm pretty much expecting it to get to 0. But, all right, was money made here? Was money made here? Absolutely. Tons of it. Does that look like it's viable? I'm not trying to burst your bubble, Dr. Alban. I'm just, I teach, right? So I'm going to teach you what I know. And what I know is this is, you got to understand what you're doing here. Okay, let's try this. Let's brighten that up a little bit. Oh, let's go to white. 1, 2, 3, maybe. You give me a daily. Okay, let's go to a 3. Triangle 4, perhaps. That's I wouldn't do it that way, right? There is no turning that into a 3. You can't do it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so you kind of have to do it that way. A, B, C to accommodate that. Let's go back to a 2. All right, it gets very squirrely down there. Well, one thing I will say, if this thing does start to kick, right, the upside here is pretty dramatic, right? I mean, it's got a long way to fly if it's going to recover. I don't know that it will, right? You would certainly, if you're in this, you have to do this, right? You have to mark 0, so you know when you get there. Okay, let's finish that labeling because that looks like there's room for that to go. You just have to do the triangle there. At least you got an ABC there. Well, if you're counting that out, right, on the assumption it's going to continue to play good Elliott ball. Yeah, it's getting pretty skinny. Let's put that micro yellow so we can see it. I guess I kind of made my point here. So we can use our channeling here. Let's measure, right? It doesn't matter, right? So if we're applying Elliott Wave, we're going to use the tools. Is it long enough? Yeah, it's long enough to be. I think, right? So you could do that twice. Certainly long enough there. For this to come into that 1, 2, 3. We'd be changing this. Right? We don't have this yet. I'm just using the channeling on the internal impulse if we get it. 0 is way down here. Jesus, I got a 3 in there. There's an extra something in there. Fuck. Come back. Where is I got an extra one in there. I think this has to go here. Oh, guess we'll leave these all down here if that's going to go. We could do this, but then that doesn't fly. So you'd be I don't like that. That looks pretty solid. All right, let's figure this one out here. 1, 2, 3. That's clean. 4. Monologue. Well, you had a contender down here, but it's just not. It's not ready to go yet. You're trying to get a bottom in here. It doesn't. It looks like it's eventually going to get somewhere in this range. You're going to be down here between 0 and where we are right now. There's a sweep here, but you would anticipate one more. It's not close enough. Ideally, right? They're going to sweep this one, right? So this is the right, because do we have we don't have any inducement here. It's still one leg here, so we don't know. You'd want to sweep this high. These are internal. I want that to finish there. Get that 3 in. Get that 4 in. Get that 5 down here. Maybe you're a buyer down here. Doesn't look like it's ripe just yet, Dr. Alman. But you know, you don't try and pick the turn here. I mean, unless you're prepared to park money down here for a long time, there's no need for it, right? If it does this, if you just like, oh shit, I should have bought, it's not gonna just. You know, anything's possible, but it's unlikely to just go on a straight line tear without some retracement. You're going to have to kind of be patient here. You want that's what you want. Some of that swept, some of that to get so you can confirm. Okay, there's a good low in here. Now, okay, do I get an impulse here? Do I get 5? I'll take a 5. Could be a diag, and then the 3 on the retrace. Right, that's wait. Right, if you're buying it now. Well, I don't think you're buying it. I think you're in it, and you're stuck, right? So you're hoping, right? And I don't know your position, but just based on the number of times you posted it, my assumption is you're in it, and you're probably underwater, and so you're. Now I could be wrong, Dr. Alban. I don't know your position, but if you're in it and you're just hoping for, you know, I mean, I don't know, but often, right, when people are repetitively posting the same thing. It's because there is in it, and they're looking for hope. Now, I don't know that that's the case. So, you know, I mean to be disparaging your position. Let's go to micro here. Okay. 30 cents, right? Like starts to look pretty good. Okay, let me keep going. How am I doing on time? Oh shit. Oh fuck. I got. Q wanted me to, I think I missed Q. He had made a nice comment here. I think I missed it. I did miss it, son of a bitch. Okay, so hang on, guys. Shit, I'm going long. Okay, I've been chatty today. Let me get Q in here because he posted these yesterday, and they were above the pile. I missed them. They weren't in the lineup. Okay, so let me get these. Thanks for reminding me. Q. Okay, ICP. Right. So let's. Oh, shit here. Yeah, it's too chatty today. Okay. Okay. All right. Hang on one sec. Okay, sorry. All right. So let's get back. Let's get a little more distance on this. Okay, right, so that's hard to argue with that. That's kind of an ugly finish, but well, you couldn't do that. So you likely have to do this, and this would just be internal, right? Because you couldn't finish it from where you're headed. I think you got to go A, B, C, or buck W, X, Y into that. So, but good top here for the 1. Okay. Kind of looks like A, B, C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go with this. Stay with it. Okay, there's A, right? Golden. Shocking. All right. Oh, but we got a little wick that's gone through. Remember, it has to close below to kill the algo. So A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like one more down. Where are we pulling from? You're pulling from this low. Okay, let's go back to a daily. Okay, what is this? Did he draw this? Yeah, he did. Okay, 5 up. Well, so that's pretty straightforward. 5 up. Looks like we're doing, you know, there's some complexity to it. 3 down. So, well, does it work? Ooh. Well, let's go with it. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like that's got more to go. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 5-ish, something like that coming down. This is getting. Oh, we don't have a close below. I'd put the support here on this order block, down, because it's virgin. Excuse me. It's unmitigated, right? It hasn't been tapped. Down before we went up, and with displacement. Let's go down a little bit. Oh, so you have work down here. Well, that's right on, right? What? That's good, right? This is just, you can't count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like the 4 is already in. Going down for the 5. Let's brighten that up a little bit. For the 5. Wait a second, I haven't. Oh, you giving me 2 counts here? I guess you are. You're giving me. Oh shit. Could be this. Could be this. Okay, I see what you're doing. So you've got a diag going in here. 1, 2. Looks like that's longer, so I guess you're okay there. 4. Well, okay, so let me come back. ABC, ABC. How are you getting this done here? Oh, fuck. I don't think we can do it that way. Okay, we're trying to finish it as a diag, if I'm reading your work correctly here. Because we don't have an impulse here. Do I have this right? Am I reading this right? Okay, so this is the B. Oh fuck, this is gonna be a bitch, I can already tell you. Okay, well, so this, God, this is a little fucked. Okay, not your work. Just I'm trying to figure this out here. Okay, so let's kill that one. If we're gonna do it as an ending diag, which it seems to be what you're trying to do, we can't put a diag in the middle of an impulse. So this looks like 5 here. So let's label that. 1, 2. God damn it! Looks like you got to go deeper on that. I think we're kind of stuck with this. Oh fuck! Always the hard ones when I'm trying to get done. Okay, let's come up here. Oh man, this is brutal. What are we doing here? Well, we don't have 5 here, so we're kind of stuck. We're trying to get this to finish in 5. Okay, so if that's a 1-2, then this would have to be also a 1-2. Can we do this? Right? I don't know. I just, a lot of times you kind of move them around. This looks like this might have to all go down here. Let's move some of this off. All right. I don't know where I'm going to put them yet. Clearly, there's a little corrective action in here, which kind of fucks us because we're overlapping here. So we can't go 1-2. Okay, so let's come up here. We kind of want to do this, right? So I don't know if I can get away with that, but that's what I want to do. It's not bullish, I can tell you that. And this would probably have to go way up. All right, let's get out to a 4. Can we do anything with this? If I can get that, I can't do it. I don't see it. I'm gonna have to call in the wizard squad on this one. I can't put the 2 there. I can't get an impulse here. Let's see here. Maybe I can. That might fly. God, that's going to make you want to put it here. Maybe. Give me a second here. Let's go to a 2 higher. Am I distorting this too much? A, B, C, that could fly. It barely squeaks by. Is that a good 3? It's not much of a start, but 4, 5, that could work. Solving the puzzle. There's always a way. So that would give me a 3. That would give me a 4. Okay, I think we got it. Down for the 5, which we're trying to complete the 3. This is going to be way down here. All right, long way to get there, but I think we got it. Okay, so we're trying, this is what we got. Sorry, I probably fucking bored you to death. We're trying to get this to complete down here. But that's tricky, right? So the internal looks like I can get the impulse here to give me the 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 at this degree. I need 1 more down to complete the 3. Assuming this is going to hold, right? Well, that's not too much to assume. Let's do the internal channel. Let's do it in pink. All right, does that fly? Still looking to complete that. This is a little bit of a dance. Little Elliott shuffle there, but that's the only way I can get that to fly. This A, B, C, that seems legit. Is it technical? Okay, hang on. Where'd we go? Looks good. Highest probability location between the 23 and the 38, so good looking plant for the 4, down for the 5, but that's trying to complete the 3. Before we go 4, before we go 5, to give us the C, to give us the 2, which would be way up here. So that's got a ways to go per my count, right? I'm not saying that's the right count. That's just what, given the pressure, you know, got to get that. I think you're down here in the 3s. So let's go back to the daily, see how that looks. That suggests we're going this back down to this order block. All of this, right, going to get threatened. A, B, trying to get that to finish. So there's what we're trying to do. Oh, fuck me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. That 3 is still working on a finish. All right, and where's the invalidation? All the way down here at 250. Okay, I know you gave me 2, so hang on a second. And Susty, got another one I've never heard of. SUSDT? Oh, that must be SUSDT, right? S, just S? What is S? I don't know what it is. Well, I like the look of it. Okay, hang on. God damn it. I'm way off track here. Trying to get these done in 2 hours. I'm too chatty today. All right, this looks good. I don't even know what S is. What is S? Sonic. Okay, Sonic. I don't think I've ever looked at Sonic, but it sure does. You tell me. Does it trade technically? Respecting the geometry, is it moving in 5s and 3s? I don't know. Does Elliott Wave work? Depends who's driving. Okay. Looks like that's not quite done. All right, we got a new low there. We've come out of a squeeze. So where do we look for the... it's a little deeper than we want. Well, I've got the 4 on there. So a little deeper than we want, but that's actually being pulled off of this too, right? So that's problematic. Okay, so let's go to a 2-hour here. All right, are we solid with this count? What's the alternate? ABC. So that looks good. 1, oh, that's not a, well, let's go with it. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2 seems legit. Are we in log? We are in log. Do we need to be in log? I guess we do. Yeah, that's just giving you a little bit of a... That's the pivot. That is the pivot, right? So you're kind of stuck with that. You're hoping that's going to get done there. So on the 1, oh shit, hang on. I should just do this right off the bat, so I can see them a little bit better. Okay, so you're looking for, if this is going to be a Y, you're looking for an ABC. So we're going to get, it's going to get close down there. And the still, could we have a zigzag here? Doesn't look like it. That's what he's trying to get. And hold above that 1. Right, so that's the critical pivot, right? Because it breaks down, right? We can't. It does look like you've got a good impulse here. We sweep that, it's game over on this count. So that has to hold there, which is not necessarily bad news because it means you've got a very low risk potential entry here. If that's going to hold, there's no reason to be long beyond that on the premise that this is going to just a deep 4. 13 to 1. It's a little iffy, right? Because you might be tempted, right? We might have to do this. This being so deep. Well, let's see. We got to check that 3's not the shortest there. No, it clears it. Given the depth of the retracement, that would be your next thought. Push this down here. Push this over here. This would go here. This would get moved. This would be here. Any better? Oh, let's just keep it simple. Oh, you can't do that. Okay, now you're pulling. It's not a whole lot better. You bought yourself a little bit of room there. You don't really want them going golden in the 4. Although you could see the potential right here's unmitigated order flow. 1, 2, 3. 3. The other possibility, right, if we're going to have a big boom here, is we'd be 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. God damn, this still has lots of legs, lots of potential for off of this 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's clean. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, just buying you some extra distance here. W, X, Y. You're kind of stuck with that. A, B, C. Right? You don't. So, that's too deep for me. So I would wait. I'd be waiting for this to. Okay, you're gonna have to show me a big. You're just gonna have to sweep that. Then I would take that. So this would be the key that I'd be looking for. Oh, shut up. Bitcoin's doing something. Pushing the 38. 83. Going right to the 38. Where's the, this is the fair value gap down here. That was last getting, that was unmitigated, if I get it right out there. We're tapping it now. We got an air pocket. This is just kind of a fancy volume profile. It shows you where the buyers, look at the 50 right here, right? So we got a decent amount of support down here if we're coming that deep. It does look like A, B, we're working on this. Not really. I was a little optimistic to think that that was it. So what does that look like now? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like we still have more to go. What are we? Under 80, right? Well, we'd encourage, you know, might be a place to add, right? But you don't have to pick the turn, right? We don't know how far that's going. Wait for the sweep. Okay, let me, shit. I'm way behind it. I got some nice people here posted here. I don't want to not get to them. One of the lives. Okay, I'm going to do one more here. Last one. Jesus Christ, I'm way off. Just Fairbanks. Okay, hang on. Jesus. Probably 3 people still here. Way too long, but okay. Let's go to Google. Oh, I have some Google on. It's underwater at the moment. Market is, oh, fuck me. Hang on. Last one. Get out of here. Okay, this looks good. Just changing the colors. That's nothing more than that. All right, this. Okay. All right, you see, right? So that's why I used to do this, right? It just makes it easy to grab the. You see the swing, but it can be a little harder on a live stream to see that. It's good when it's your own chart. Okay, and then this is a nice one, right? He's using this adaptive trend. You can do it in log scale, right? So you get. Unlike the one down here, it doesn't work in log. This will give you a log channel, right? So nice use of that. So here's the start. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. What are we doing? Oh, earnings. It looks like these are earning. No, dividend. What are we posting here? Quarterly? Or is it just the pivots? Oh, I think what he's doing is he's measuring time. Okay, I got it. Okay, so we're going to go, I got it. I see what he's doing. Okay, he's taking the time from the 2 to the 4 to the 5. Okay, so we're going to go 1. I don't think we can do that. I think we got to do that. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, A, B, C. Google's been a bit bitchy. Okay, there's the 1. 1, 2. Look at the Vegas wave. Hold it, right? We get on the other side, right? So here, oh, are we, nope. Yes. So big extension. All right, I'm going to change these a little bit. Let's brighten these up so we can see them just a little bit better. Let's go to Minuet. Brighten that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. What's the implication here is we're done. 5 of the 5 of the 5. That is 5 of the 5 of the 5. Whoop, that is 5 of the 5 of the 5 of the 5. I think we're going to have, let's see, we got to be in log scale here. Okay, right, so we have a little bit of a problem there. All right, so this affects the count. Since it would mean diag, right? So now can we do a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5? Well, you'd expect that in a leading and not an ending. Looks like that's just a little channel that's in there. That's a good 3. 1, A, B, C, 3, 4. Okay, we got to bring these down. Okay, right, so there's a little bit of sorry, trying to clear my throat. Well, look at the regression channel, right? 2 standard deviations on either side, right? We're just staying within it. Right now, we just tagged the 233 of the Vegas wave. For that to be the 5 of the 5 of the 5, okay, so that mag 7 have topped. Well, the thing I like about that is that exactly nobody thinks that. Too many people on one side of the boat, right? The entire financial community is anticipating this is going higher, right? Because of the AI revolution. So this is a contrarian pick here. I don't not like it. Let's see, we got earnings, we got a ways to go. How else could this play? That's what you got to be asking yourself here, right? So, okay, if this is right, then at the very least, we're right. We can do a little what if scenarios here. If that's a completed impulse, and a little shaky here, we couldn't count it this way, right? Because of the overlap in the one, so we'd have to do it as a series of ABCs. So this. We'd have to redo that, right? So you'd have to do it as ABCs, A, B, C. Looks like you got the A, B. You can probably get it done because of this, right? So the assumption is we're finishing with a diag, which is not uncommon, right? That's why you see them at beginning and ending, right? Because there's a battle between bulls and bears, unlike an impulse where it's just pure trend, right? So I'm going to move this here for a second here. This looks like that's his target. Well, but the only other, oh fuck, this is not pretty. Let's move this off for a second. Where else can we finish this? This doesn't. Well, we're kind of stuck with that. That's an ABC, right? So you got to do the same ABC here. ABC, ABC. Well, so as I look at that, I'm going to move this off for a sec. If on the assumption, right, the AI is going to take us higher, and I'm not saying this isn't correct. I'm only looking at what's an alternate scenario. This would all be 1. I don't think you can do it here. It's tempting to do it here because of that. We make it a 50, but we don't have 5 here, right? Google. I think it's more likely that we have indeed finished there. So this would go up We'd have to be, this would be extension in the fifth of the extension of the fifth of the fifth of the fifth, right? There would be more extensions, which makes this dubious, right? Because that 1 is so small. I'm looking for another 1. I can't quite finish it here. Let's see, there's got to be another way to do this. Oh, this might take some time. I'm probably bored. You guys are either asleep or have gone. ABC. That's the deepest correction of the whole thing, right? So you kind of would want that as the 2. Let's do this. God damn it, I can't quite get it to work. This is going to need some time. I'll bore you guys to death here. Fairbanks, maybe we'll go over this on our call here. I'll work it out with the guys here. He and I are going to get together. I don't think we've topped here. So you're looking for a way to get out of this as a 1-2. I don't quite see it here. 3, 4. See, that's too big. All right, so I'll get with my guys here. We'll figure out a count here that works better, but it's too much on a live stream, especially the last chart. I'll bore you guys to death. Okay, so I will. I'll tell you what I'll do to any of you guys that have stayed around that as long. If we get a count here that we like here, I'll post it under the live stream. Let me get with my wizards. They'll have something. I'll post it. What I do is under the live stream, you'll see all the time codes for everything we covered today. But the first comment will be mine, and I'll post a link to the chart if we can get something here that looks better. I don't want to bore you to death. It doesn't look right, but you know, you can take half an hour on its own account. Okay, I got to stop. Okay, guys, thanks to those that hung around here. This is always up on our YouTube channel. The time codes will be there, so you don't have to listen to all the rambling and all the bullshit that I go through when I'm doing it, although that's often where you learn something. But this is definitely a tough one. Okay, I'll leave you guys here. Have a good afternoon. Let's hope for the best on the Nvidia earnings.